Hi everyone, Karen here. Today we're going to be making a card for Father's Day. Now here's the first one I made. The one we're making today is going to be a little bit different because this one is only 5 inches across. The one we're going to be making today is going to be 6. But it's a diamond easel card and it folds up like this. So let me get the camera turned around and I'll show you how we're going to do this. Alright, so here's the sample I showed you a moment ago. This is the card I made my son. We're going to be using this set called My Hero, and this is a company I had not heard of before I went to the expo, and they pronounce it Meraki, Crafty Meraki. And this set is really nice. It has all kinds of fathers with children, and it has all these different sentiments and wordings to make a really nice Father's Day card. They have Papa, Pop, Grandpa, Daddy. It is really fabulous. When I saw this, I knew I had to have it because we just don't see a lot of these in the industry that are this nice. So this is the one I made for my son, and this looks just like him and his daughter. She is definitely blonde and always has on a little dress like that. So this one we're going to make a little bit more generic. So let me bring in my template first. So if you have 12 by 12 paper, you can cut your 12 by 12 paper to 6. Then you will score at the 6 and at the 3-inch score line. Then you will find the halfway mark along the 6 inches, which is 3, and then you will cut from the 3-inch mark down to the first score line. And this is a template that I have on my website, KarenCreatesCards.com. If you look under the Foldopedia and then go down to Diamond Easel Card, you will see this template and this one. This also has one for the mat and layers that'll go inside the card. Gives you the dimensions. So I'm going to do it with a 8.5 by 11 because a lot of people have 8.5 by 11. You absolutely can do this card with it. You don't need 12 inch. So if you have 8.5 by 11, you still cut your card to 6 inches. So you really are just missing an inch. So you're still going to score at 6. You're still going to score at 9. This is just going from the other direction. And then you will still find your midpoint at 3, and then you'll cut it this way. And your arrow here, your point, is just going to be a little shorter, and we're going to put that underneath where nobody's ever going to see it. So you can use either kind of paper. So let me bring in my paper and get a scoreboard. All right, so here is what started as 8.5 by 11, and I cut it to 6. Now I'm going to turn it around, and I am going to score. I want to flip it this way. I'm going to score at 6 and at 9. So it's going to be the same as doing the 12 by 12. This is scaled to fit on the piece of paper. This will still be 6. This part will still be 3 inches, but this part here is just going to be a little shorter. So now we still have to do the same thing. We have to find our midpoint, which is 3. And then we're going to take our trimmer, line up our midpoint of 3 with our first score line here. And we're going to, whoops, that slid. There we go. And we're going to cut. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Line up the first score line with our point at 3. And we're going to cut that. And you'll do the same thing if you have that extra inch or not. The only thing that's going to be a little different is your arrow is just going to be a little shorter. And we're going to tuck it underneath, and no one's ever going to see how it's that way. All right, so now we're going to fold at 6. We're going to fold at 3. We're going to score. All right, now for the inside, if this is 6 by 6, I wanted something 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 to go on the inside. And I have this Pink and Main paper pad. This one is called Good Times. And I love Pink and Main's paper. I wish they made it 7 by 7, but their paper is just vibrant and thick and it's lovely to cut, and it's really nice paper. I really like their paper. So we can either go with the green and have it like this, or with the stripes. Kind of leaning toward the stripes. So I'm going to take my glue. So this is cut to 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. We'll slide this down here, line it all up in the middle. All right, we'll give that a second to dry. So now we have our diamonds. Let me get my stamping platform. And I've brought the camera in really close so you can see what I'm doing. So there's a grid here, but I want to make sure I'm going to use the same line all the way down. So I'm going to grab a marker and I'm going to mark a straight line on this. Kind of like we do on our square boards, where we'll pick one line and just put a line on it, so that way we have the one dark line to know we're measuring things correctly. So I'm going to put one line down the middle. So now I know. I put the one point on here, I put the other point on top, and now my paper is all nice and straight. So I'm going to use the stamp that is the dad with the 2 kids this time around. And I'm going to line that up like that, and we will ink it up. All right, I'm going to move the camera up a little bit so we can see a little bit more. There we go. Take this off. Let me grab my scratch paper. All right, so I just grabbed some markers, just a little bit of everything here. So E18, let's see, I think we'll color the dad's hair. Maybe put a little E35 in there. We'll give the little boy E35. Yeah, I guess we'll give the little girl the same color hair. All right, let's see, we'll give the little girl, let's make her dress yellow. See, we'll give her a red heart on her dress. See, we'll give the dad brown shoes. Give the dad blue pants. All right, see, we'll give the little boy some green shorts. So we'll give him a blue dinosaur. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but that is my dog Molly snoring. Let's see, what color shirt do we want to give him? Let's see. There is some red, green, blue, orange. Let me grab an orange. Yeah, I have a very old Beagle Basset mix named Molly. She's between 15 and a half and 17 and a half years old. We didn't get her when she was a puppy, so we're not quite sure how old she is. But she's an old girl, and she is behind me snoring. Let's see, the dad's sweater. Let's see, we'll make this blue. We'll make this yellow, I guess. We'll do his sleeves yellow. Oh, it looks like I missed a little piece of his hair. It's got a little piece under his ear. There you go. And for the rest of his sweater, let's say, should go, oh, that's the light blue we used. Guess we'll go red. Why not? All right, let's see here. All right, he's all colored. Let me pick a skin tone. I always go back and forth with the skin tones. I think I'll go with this one. This is 5-3. There's so many in the browns and tans that work well for skin tones. One thing Copic has, they have all kinds of colors for skin tones. All right, her mouth is open, so I'm going to take a little bit of this red. I'm just going to dot it in there since her mouth is open. There we go. Let's see, we need Dad's face. And his ears. All right, now, to keep them from looking like they're floating, I'm going to draw some ground in. So I just have an art pen, and I'm going to go, let's see, I'll start about here. And we'll go across this way. And we'll go across that way. You don't want to make it a straight line. Let's see. Now for the green grass, I'm going to grab some ink and just ink the background in. Alright, let me move all the pens out of the way. So I'm going to take a small brush and I'm just going to come in here, do some grass. And you could color this with marker, but this will be just a little faster. And we'll give some highlights around them because I'm not going to go around them exactly over their legs. I'm not going to ink over their legs, so it'll just give it a little color. Alright, there's the green. Alright, so I grabbed sea glass and powder blue. Those are my favorites to do sky. So I'm going to start off with sea glass. These are all by Gina K. Alright, I'm going to take a little bit of powder blue and go around the edges. There you go. That gives them a nice little highlight. Alright, so let's bring in our card. So this piece here, I don't think I said it before, is 4 inches by 4 inches. So for the mat around it, I have 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So we'll just glue this on in the middle. All right, now, if you are using an 8.5 by 11, your point here is going to be slightly smaller. Let me flip this over. Slightly smaller than what you're putting on top. Like that. So if you put it this way, and then when you fold it back, if you were looking behind the card, you would see it. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the glue on here. Lay this flat, line this up point to point, because this diamond shape in the middle will go from top to bottom, left to right. So we will line it up to where these 2 points here are right on your fold. Now this way, when you lift it up, the part that's uneven is underneath, and no one's ever going to see that. So if you don't have 12 by 12 paper, you can do it this way and nobody will ever see it. If you have 12 by 12 and it matches, it doesn't matter which way you fold that. All right, so there we go. Now all we need is the stopper. Let's see, we have thank you for being you. Growing up is fun because of you. My favorite childhood memories are with you. So let's go with growing up is fun because of you. And I'm also going to put Daddy on here. That was in the set. So put that there. That there. Pick that up. All right, all set. All right, and I have my matte layer here. So let's see, my paper in the middle was 2.5 by 1 3/4. So this one is 2 by 2 3/4. And that will vary depending on what your sentiment is going to be. All right, there's that. Right, now let's bring in the foam and our card. So this we're going to have stand up like this. Put some foam on it. All right, put this about here, and that will go there. There you have it. And this dries will even out a little bit. Gina K's inks are really good about that. Not too worried about that smudge. But there we have it. A 6 by 6 diamond easel. Sits like this, and then when you open it up, it says, growing up is fun because of you, Daddy. And once again, it's this My Hero set from Crafty Meraki. And here is her information here on the bottom. I'll hold that there for a second. But yeah, but her stamps are photopolymer. This is the first set I've ever bought. Yeah, they're really nice. And I bought those at the expo. All right, so let me get the camera turned around. All right, so here's the card that we made today. All finished. And here's the one that I originally made. So here they are. Easy peasy. So if you enjoyed this, give me a like. And if you want to see some of the other cards, and I have something special coming up in July for Christmas in July, subscribe and then you'll be notified when all those videos come out. Until then, stay crafty.